Hi guys, my name is Catherine. Welcome to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are here for the first time, I do tell true stories. And this time, it's a story about a tribe that the lions fear. A tribe in Kenya that the lions ran away from. I will tell you the story. It's in Magadi. Magadi is in Kajiado County. Kajiado County has a lot of this tribe, the Maasai. The Maasai, they're known to be very strong people, warriors, and they're nomads. Anyway, to the story. These two electricians are on top of a 60-feet pole, fixing some issues, electrical issues, of course, two of them, to help each other hold equipments. And then at the bottom, there are other two waiting for them and communicating for them of the what is going on up there. I'm not an electrical engineer nor an electrician, so I really don't know what goes on up there. I cannot explain. But there was some communication from up to down for a while. And then suddenly the communication stopped. The guys on top are calling, they're not getting any response from the bottom. And so on looking down, they don't see the two guys that they left. But guess what they see? Two lionesses 60 feet below them, as in they're at the bottom of their pole with their tails swirling. Two of them, it's like each for one person. And when a lioness's or a lion's tail swirls, just remember it's not a dog. It means it is angry, impatient, and hungry. And these two guys are up there. They were so shocked. They didn't know whether to laugh or to cry. And so they decided, okay, you know what? Let's just stick up here. Probably they'll get tired and leave. But remember, these animals can climb. That is what worried them most. They can climb. If they can climb trees, why on earth can they climb this 60-feet pole? Well, probably they knew that these guys have to come down eventually. And so they were practicing their patience, walking around the pole, looking up. And these guys, in their head, they thought that probably the guys who were down there had already been devoured. So they didn't know who to call. But they kept on trying anyway. They kept on trying. And funny enough, lucky for them, it wasn't raining. You can imagine you're on top of an electric pole and then it starts to rain. Because Magadi is a very dry area, almost desert. They rarely see the rains. That's what made it safer for them due to some electric things or shocks, whatever can happen when electricity comes in contact with water and then a human being. Well, that's what saved them. Some of from the electric shock, the dryness of the area and no rain. So finally, one of the guys managed to answer. One of the guys who was at the bottom waiting for them managed to answer. And he seemed to be very busy talking to somebody else on the line. And the person was a Maasai, had a Maasai accent. You know, when you hear that in Kenya, you just know this is a Maasai. They eat meat, they drink a lot of milk, and they're fierce. So when they looked down, actually they decided they're not looking down because it was making them more scary. Every time they look down, they see the lionesses swirling their tails. Lionesses are the hunters. So if you see a lioness, you know you're done. At least a lion is safer. So on looking down, They don't see the two lionesses anymore, but the Maasai and one of their staff, one of their colleagues. And the Maasai is asking the colleague, where are those cats? Cats! He's not even calling them lions, he's calling them cats. So to the Maasai, a lion or a lioness is just a big cat. You know, a big meow, meow. Those ones now in a bigger size. These two lionesses had sensed a Maasai's presence and they had taken off. So how did these guys manage to escape the guys at the bottom? They saw two lions from very far walking towards them as usual, swallowing their tails. They were lucky that they had the car there and they had no time to communicate with the other guys, either to calm down fast. And anyway, if they were to calm down fast, those lionesses could have caught up with them. So one of them dropped his phone accidentally and took off. They took off in a car. And they didn't have the wildlife numbers, but they made some Maasais, of course, walking around because that's their home, their hometown. And they asked, Maasais asked them why you guys are panicking, and they told them there's some lionesses at some pole and our friends are on top. And that's why the Maasai told them, let's go. You know, they like walking with the spring, and off they began coming with one of the staff, with a colleague. And he was like, where are the two cats? Because they were not there anymore. The cats had run away, as in the lionesses had run away at the sight of the Maasai. So what is the story behind this fear of the lionesses and the Maasai? Why do the lionesses fear this tribe called the Maasai? They're just other humans. Well, the story has it that, you see, this Maasai, they normally paint their hair red with a soil called ochre. So some people say it is the smell of the ochre that repels the lions because the lions really hate it. So the smell just repels them. And so they can smell a Maasai from very far. But others say, no, it's not the ochre. It is their experience with fighting with the Maasai, the lion's experience with fighting with the Maasai, or the Maasai's experience with fighting with the lions, in that they're so specialized. When a Maasai boy is born, the community comes and spits on him to show him that he is a nothing, useless, because they value ladies, women more, because women are gonna bring in dowry. And for the Maasai, the more cows you have, the dowry is in form of cattle, goats, sheep, and the rest. And so the more you have this, the wealthier you are. The Maasai measure their wealth by the number of animals they have: cows, goats, sheep. That's how they measure their wealth. And so if you're a boy, you're not gonna bring in any wealth. So when you're born, they spit on you to show you how useless you are. And to prove yourself that you're not useless when you grow up, you have to kill a lion. Yes, you have to kill a lion. You have to kill a lion and bring its head to the elders. And during initiation, like when you're moving from boyhood to manhood, you have also to kill a lion to prove that you're now a man. And in order to get married, this is in the olden days, but in the modern life, it's different. They're living like, okay, maybe there's some who still do it, but now you cannot have poachers around killing lions just like that. So they're now modernized. Maybe they kill something else, I don't know. But you have to bring the head of a lion to the family of the lady that you want to marry. And so in order for the boy to prove that he's a man, he has to kill a lion when it is still awake. You don't wait for the lion to fall asleep and then go chop off its head and then bring the head and say you're a man and yet the lion was sleeping. No, it has to be awake. So in this case, they use a bulbous. It's a kind of a club called the bulbous that they throw at a sleeping lion or any lion just to make it annoyed to alert them that they're here for war. It's like a whistle blow. I am here for war. Throw the bulbous at the lion if it's asleep, or just to disturb it, even if it's awake, so that it gets alert. It's a warning that I'm here to fight. Then they attack with a knife and a spear. Is it an arrow or a spear? A spear, because they will stab it and then they will chop off the head. But of course, the lion will not just be sitting there waiting for all these things to happen. It will be fighting back. And the lions are not cats. They have a strong body. So you can imagine all that pouncing and everything. You have to use the arrow. So in order for them to prove that they're men, real men, and to prove their worth, they have to kill a lion. Besides killing a lion, anyway, the Maasai have a lot of ways to show their strength. Jumping high. Just jumping high. In that case, then, these people who do high jump in athletics should be considered as very strong people, even the women. Anyway, so that's the story behind the Maasai's, the lion's fear of the Maasai tribe in Kenya. That is why they fear the Maasai, because they know this tribe is very strong. But could be also the ochre that they apply on their bodies repels them. And so maybe they use both the ochre repellent and their bulbous, their arrows, and their spears, and the knife. So if you like my content, like, share, and subscribe. Ciao.